What's up, guys? I'm SaltEMike, and this is your Star Citizen Week in Review for August 14th, 2023. Well, we have another moment where CIG can't do something good without looking completely stupid. Star Citizen is getting an economy, maybe? And one of the most drama-filled ships is finally getting a buff. All that and more on today's Week in Review. And as always, if this is your first week in review, this is where I take all of the official Star Citizen news each week, put it into one video, and share some of my opinions about it. I also live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/SaltEMike, every day but Monday, so I can get this video out to you guys. What I've been showing off on my Twitch streams is I'm sponsored by Capital One Shopping, which is a browser extension shopping extension. And you guys know how these work. You basically shop on all your favorite sites on the internet, and they crowdsource the discount codes to save you a little bit of money. Recently, I was looking for some hockey equipment, specifically spray to make my hockey equipment not smell, and, well, this app found a 15% discount code, while the other apps found nothing. So if you guys want to try this out, feel free to do so. It really does help. Link down in the description below. And right away, jumping into patch updates. We have zero clue what's going on with 320, but we do know what's going to be happening with the 320 PTU waves. So they gave us an update on how they want to change, well, who has access to the PTU waves. And the first thing that I want to start out with is where we were in the past. So where we were previously was for Wave 1, the first open PTU that can be shared on live streams and YouTube videos and things like that are not under NDA are open to Evocati members that were already under NDA and payers. So people who subscribed for $10 or $20 and people who spent over $1,000 on Star Citizen. Those were the only people getting into the PTU. And well, Star Citizen realized that that wasn't a good idea and just decided to change it. So here we are. Here are the changes coming to the Wave 1 and beyond PTU. First, active members is the big change here. So you don't have to have spent $1,000. You don't have to have subscribed. You just had to play the game, and that is over the last two patches. And then subscribers, which I think is the most insane part, and not this one, which is also insane, but not as insane, $25,000 concierge members. Concierge members are basically losing it because they've given thousands, and they don't play the game. So yeah, I don't understand why they even want access if they're not playing, but I think they are justified in the fact that $10 does not equal the $25,000 that they invested, I guess you can say. And then for Wave 2, we have the next most active members and the $15,000 concierge level. Wave 3 is another group of active members, and then $2,500 and up concierge. And Wave 4 is the next group of active members and $1,000 and up concierge. And the last wave is open PTU to everyone. No timelines were given on how long we expect to see waves come out. Although a dev, I can't find it, but a dev said something along the lines of we might be doing multiple waves in a given day. So we don't really know what's happening there. And well, this came out, which I think is really interesting. 95% of people entering Wave 1 only checked it out once for a little while and never showed up again. And that's not giving them the data or the concurrency that they need to improve the game. So they're trying something new to try to improve the game. I think the intentions here are good, but as always, they left those subscribers in because they don't want to lose them and look bad. Now, I've shared my opinions all over my platforms, whether it was Twitch, on the React channel, or on the podcast here yesterday. So feel free to check out any of those. They're all over the place, so they're pretty easy to find. And I'm not really going to say much more on that. I'm going to ask you guys to sound off in the comments down below and let me know what you think. And let's move on to the roadmap update. And this was a short one, but I think an important one. So we start out with things being committed for 320, and this is the physicalized cargo updates, more improvements to those. And yeah, we still don't know exactly how it's going to work, but this covers the ability for the Hull C to be in the game, as well as orbital stations to fill ships, or maybe just specifically the Hull C, not really sure. Again, on the exterior of their stations and not needing to be in a hangar. And second, the most interesting aspect for me is that it allows up to 32 SCU of cargo, and this is what we don't really know that much about. Will it be tied to certain ships for certain SCU sizes? Will it just if you hit a certain number, like if we hit 16 SCU, does it automatically change to a 16 SCU box, or what's going on here? So a lot more to find out on that front. But then we also had progress tracker news, and we had new teams added, and very much with quotations around them because, well, we had a USPU team and we had a Montreal PU team. They are now combined into the NAPU team, which will cover gameplay. So the more the merrier there for me. And then we are getting an economy team, and this is a big deal. I've been yelling about having a proper economy in Star Citizen for what, the better of the last 6-7 years, maybe at this point. I don't even know. And, I'm very excited, but these devs already existed. They're just being combined into some new team, it looks like. And also, this is CIG. We've yet to have a sensible economy since 3.0's inception. So what makes us think that they'll do it now just because they created this team? We'll have to see. Lastly, the vehicle gameplay feature team has been created, and this is a team that is focused on not Squadron 42, PU features for vehicles. So whether that is pulling things over from Squadron 42 or what, we don't know, but it is a PU focused team. Basically, this entire update tells me, well, Squadron 42 is a lot less of an excuse going forward, so better make some content. And speaking of Squadron 42, we had the Squadron 42 monthly report, and as always, we're only going to touch on things that we think will eventually help the PU, and, well, not with this first one. So animation was the first thing we looked at, and, well, every content creator I saw posted that, well, Squadron 42 is going into beta. Well, we were all clickbaiting, right? Because we need views, and that's what we do. But in reality, the animation section, something about it is going into beta. That's probably just an internal term and doesn't really mean anything. So, yeah, get baited. That sucks. But I don't see Squadron 42 going into beta anytime soon because of what we're going to see in the next section, the vehicle feature section. There's a reason we don't have any PU updates around these things because they're going super hard on Squadron 42. So I'm just going to list a lot of the things that they've been doing, I should say. Aiming and gunnery changes with the intention of making it more challenging than it already is. So yeah, I'm screwed in flight combat, I guess. Control surfaces were finalized, and physical damage tech, which I would argue is a pillar, whether, flight model, guns, and physicalized damage are probably the pillars of ship combat for Star Citizen. So this is a really big deal. And so it's going to take a lot of refactor. It's going to take a lot of time, but it is actively being worked on now. A major, major pillar. MFDs are still in progress. Scan targets were called out, as well as turrets being updated. And then a small UI change for repair and rearm on landing pads. We are so far from Squadron 42's release, in my opinion. These are essential features to get done, and when these are feature complete, which maybe is, even pulled over to the PU and we can see how they feel, then we can judge if Squadron 42 is going to beta or not. Not off of some stupid animation thing in a Squadron 42 monthly report. Come on. Then we had an ISC and an SCL this week, but I really don't have anything to call out from either. The ISC was about VFX, and yeah, it was cool. It was really cool to watch. I guess one thing to sort of call out is that they showed fire propagation, and it looks a lot different than where we've seen it last. Something about it was off for me. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. But basically, the way the fire was connected to the ship just looked weird, and obviously this isn't the last spot for it, but it looks really cool. I get what they're going for, and yeah, maybe needs a little bit more work. And then we had a Star Citizen Live, which was with developer Elliot Maltby, and he just basically made a mission. Well, he didn't finish it. I think they're going to finish it this week, and it was really cool. It was a fun episode to watch, but there's nothing really to call out for the future of Star Citizen or even the present. It was just one of those game dev things where they're like, see how we do things, but none of this is going to mean anything. Yeah, so maybe this mission turns into something, but I don't know. And then for other updates, we start out with the sneak peek, and they're teasing the Santokia again. And I'm sure someone cares about this ship somewhere out there, but right now, I don't think it's that many people. I think you know, once we have master modes and weapon changes and a lot of those things that are being done in Squadron 42 come over, then personally, I think this ship is going to be one of the most exciting ships to see because they're so unique. The alien ships, the Vandal ships, you know, stuff like that. So yes, I think that that's very cool. Speaking of another ship, we had the Ares buff, the Ares Ion and Inferno. I think this is pretty exciting because I think there's some changes coming to these that are going to make them more useful than they were in the past. Maybe not as useful as they used to be, but still a lot better. They're going to be putting a little aim assist on these things. And yeah, I think I like it. So for me, it makes the ship a little bit easier to use and might be some fun. But as always, PvP is not my strong point. So anybody down below that kind of understands what this change really means, feel free to leave a comment. And then another thing from Reddit, the TSAA changes. Basically, that's a lot of technical stuff, something about graphics and anti-aliasing, and basically you can't turn it off in the current game, but you will be able to turn it off in 320. The Cosplay Contest coming to CitizenCon, they gave some updates on that. And then we also had a lore post, which was supposed to be a whole new story, but they posted a Whitley's guide for the Kanye. I don't know, maybe it was a mistake, but yeah, that was our week for Star Citizen. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. With the slow week, we had a lot of drama, and it was pretty wild. So yeah, leave a comment down below on anything we talked about today, maybe something that I might have missed. And yeah, thank you so much for watching Weeks in Review. You guys warm my heart every week with all the great comments. So make sure you leave those down below. Hit a like because those really help as well. And subscribe for more Weeks in Review, and I'll catch you guys next week.